So when you need a larger pickup truck with all this towing capacity and you need the functionality, space of a larger minivan like 7-8 seats, what do? You go and buy this 2020 Ford Expedition that we're reviewing today. Before we begin, let me tell you a quick story. About a week ago we got the car and someone on a black Challenger drove by and broke the rear window. Right in the heart of downtown San Francisco, yes, in a broad daylight. They took a purse and nope, they did not get lucky. We had no filming equipment inside. The bad news for those thieves, well, they got banana, purse and the car that we already blocked. The bad news for us, we're missing the rear window. And that's probably a good reminder for everybody. Take everything out of your car before you park it on the streets. Doesn't matter, is it a day, is it a night, is it a good or bad neighborhood, just take everything. Take the dash camera out, take your radar detector, take every single thing with you and make sure nothing is left behind. I still feel sad for this window. But you can make my day better. If you click the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell and watch the newest and coolest cars, parts, bikes, gear every single week as soon as they come out. And hopefully one day, I know I'm asking a lot, the police will find those guys. Despite the fact that they literally ruined this week, I think it's enough and we have to go back to the story. Flip the switch between sad Dennis and happy Dennis. And let's get back to our review of this 2020 Ford Expedition. When you see this giant SUV driving through the streets or just pulling the dust behind, you know it means business. Massive wheels, tons of options to choose from, and you also get the Texas edition if you want to be even tougher. Absolutely packed with features, technology, functionality. Well, we're gonna cover it all today. Ups and downs of 2020 Ford Expedition. My name is Dennis, this is For Life Test Drive. Shall we? Let's talk about style. Inside, outside, anywhere you look, you can tell Ford does believe that the size matters. Wheels, sunroof, space between the driver's and passenger seat. Everywhere you look, all of it as big as it gets. I do like this headlight style, especially the daytime running lights. This is a unique style, and when this vehicle is driving behind you, you can easily tell this is either F-150 or Expedition. Now let me give you an example. Think about one 18 wheelbase Sprinter cargo van. And this car got 122.5-inch wheelbase. It's massive, but surprisingly it fits at my carport and most likely it's gonna fit inside of your garage. When we're talking about seats, especially the second row, let me show you something absolutely unique that you won't see in most of the SUVs. I even think you won't see it anywhere else. I can easily stand up and just go to the rear seat without folding them down. Look, see me now? Just for your reference, I'm 6'2", 200 pounds, and that's how easy it is. That's pretty cool for the SUV, not to be sitting like this or trying to fold the seat to let somebody in or out. The only downside I found for the second row, well, it feels a little bit short unless you use your headrest. More like a back support. Something that you won't see anywhere else, just simply because this is specifically Ford designed technology. See this seat belt? Well, this is probably the safest spot in the entire car because this seat belt has a built-in airbag. Only Ford does that, and I just hope to see it more and more in other vehicles. Hopefully they will allow to use this technology to everybody else like Volvo did once. And that's basically why we have these 3-point seat belts in every single vehicle right now. And speaking about moonroof, I still have some space here. Yeah, I barely clear, but I mean for 6'2", you're pretty much good here. Let me show you the trunk space and a couple of other cool features. When you're talking about cars and you're saying, well, this car is pretty slow, I would definitely ask the question, is it the engine slow or the trunk lift gate? Well, in some cars I can easily say this lift gate is pretty slow. That's not the case in the 2020 Ford Expedition, and I was quite surprised to see how fast this massive trunk can go up. Still, We're talking about 6.2 in and out. That's pretty cool, right? Simple and quick example. Under heavy rain, you don't want to have the slow power lift gate. And since we touched that, let me show you another cool feature. You can open just this rear glass, drop something inside, close it and walk away. But here you got this cargo system that allows you to store more. Just because you don't have much space behind the third row, but you got a lot of space from this floor to this roof. All you have to do is just pull up this cover, flip it. Even though it's a little bit flimsy, and be careful when you're gonna pull these pins, they can scratch your fingers, but it's still functional. You open up those two pins, so you can just simply slide it, and that's how you're gonna get two levels of the cargo storage with a big pocket here, so you can stay organized. You know, broken window, a lot of wildfires, smoke all over the city. You have to wash the car every single day to keep it clean. I don't want to stay outside. We got the massaging seats. What we're waiting for? Let's drive it. Okay, we've talked about style, trunk, rear seats of this 2020 Ford Expedition. Now let's drive it. I would like to focus on three coolest parts of this truck. First, it's gonna be the engine. Ever heard people whining about turbocharged engines in bigger pickup trucks? I guess people will complain about something new and something innovative all the time. And what Ford did? Well, they just decided, alright, we're gonna go with turbocharged engines. We're gonna go with EcoBoost. And that's exactly what you see here, despite the fact that we had a massive collection of turbocharged haters. It pulls really strong. It's got 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, it pulls strong. Woo! That's pretty quick, even for a larger vehicle. We're talking about over 5,500 pounds here. Also, you should consider that you get all this torque at 2250 RPMs. So roughly you just touch the pedal and you get all the torque. Look at this. It pulls really strong and really fast, and it's got this punch right around 4,000 RPMs where you get all the horsepower. And the numbers could be impressive, but at the same time it's a larger truck. Well, let's call it a truck because it's essentially a truck. You can get optional heavy-duty trailer package and it will boost the numbers to 9,300 pounds. Think about it. 9,300 pounds in a luxury big SUV that can carry a boat behind you. The second thing I really like about this Expedition, it's packed with features, it's packed with technology. And besides the Wi-Fi hotspots, connectivity like Ford Pass, where you just take your cell phone, download the app, and you can control the car right from your smartphone. It's also got things like Bang & Olufsen, the best car stereo in the automotive industry. Period. And that's just the beginning of the list. Do you happen to watch the movie Ford versus Ferrari? There's one scene where Italians called Ford ugly, and that's where all the battle began. For a number of years we had a chance to blame Ford for this previous generation of Ford scene. And now look at this scene 3. It's fast. No, it's wickedly fast. You like press the button to switch the track, and the next millisecond it starts playing the next song. It works so fast, so easy, that you couldn't recognize the Ford scene. I would even rebrand it and change the name just because, I mean, what we saw before, like 3, 4, 5 years ago in a first Ford scene and what we see right now, it's such a big difference that I would even change the name. They're not like Volkswagen, alright? They've decided if someone needs the USB Type-C, here you go. If you're still using the older device, you still got the normal USB. You have wireless charger, you have 110 outlet, 12 volts, lots of ports. Fun fact, this 2020 Ford Expedition got 15 cup holders. Okay, just to prove the fact, not only size, count matters. So if this is a 7-passenger car and you have 15 cup holders, who's gonna get the third drink? When you look at the dash, you have this big 8-inch screen. It looks great. It's got tons of information, tons of settings. You can even do the towing settings here. It's got trailer settings, it's got off-road information. It's like every possible thing that you can think of, it's on the screen. And then you have a specific tab which is called My View, where you can decide, let's say I needed trip information, fuel economy, off-road status, and just trailer settings on one screen. You can do it. You can adjust it and customize it the way you want. The third thing I'd like to highlight in this 2020 Ford Expedition is suspension. These new gas-charged shocks do the job way better than it used to be. It's not floaty, even though this car is over 5,500 pounds. It drives well, and if you need the bad example, like take a test drive with the new Highlander and you will see a bad example of the suspension set. This car is complete opposite. I was quite impressed how it handles. It drives on freeway smoothly. You push the pedal to the metal, it doesn't jump or lift the nose. It's very well balanced, and I think this is the best suspension set that I ever came across in any large SUV like this. I can talk hours about this car. It's got a ton of features, but you're probably wondering what's the downside buying the 2020 Ford Expedition. Ford definitely can improve the steering assist. And what I mean by that, yes, it's working. Yes, it tries to get you back in the lane, but it doesn't keep you in the lane. So in other words, the car will correct you only when you left the lane, instead of keeping you centered. I know, Ford Co-Pilot and 360 camera, those things are standard and that's great. Yes, I remember about pre-collision system and blind spots. That's also great to have it standard. But they do have room to improve the safety features, especially steering assist. Let's summarize. It's more like a Swiss Army knife. It's got a towing capacity of a larger pickup truck. It's got comfort and ability to carry 7 or 8 passengers. So you can easily combine a pickup truck and minivan in one vehicle. And since I said the word minivan, I should say it drives way better than any minivan. I do like how it drives, I do like how it looks, and even with $70,000 price tag, I still see a lot of value. Buy it or not? Try it out. I'm sure you wouldn't want to go and look elsewhere after seeing what Ford has to offer.